going to show us something wonderful to do for the table.
Lovely.
I am Christmas, something that'll be lovely for your table centre, in the dining room or in the hall or a coffee table. But I'm going to show you two different ways with flowers and foliage with a festive touch. So we've got some wonderful flowers and interesting indigenous English foliages, lovely smells from them, and a selection of different flowers that I've slightly cheated with, because obviously if you look in the garden this time of year, there's nothing there. Yeah. So you've kind of got to go to your florist and get a few bits and pieces that will be your sort of star performers. So I've got you a wonderful basket.
Yes, that's lovely, isn't it?
Rustic and sturdy. And then over here I've got, this is called a green plastic bowl, which you can get from any good flower supplies or a garden centre. And just to make it a bit more interesting, I've covered it with this moss.
That looks great.
It really does.
Isn't it fun?
But actually, presumably that means you could use any bowl and cover it with moss, couldn't you?
You could use, a washing up bowl.
Yeah.
Just to have a look at, if you've got a potting shed or in the cupboard, a mixing bowl.
An old fruit bowl.
Yes.
But make sure
disguise
not
it.
a plant pot with holes in it.
No, watertight is good.
Watertight.
Ruining your
Okay.
furniture.
And we should probably say now that this basket has got plastic inside.
That already came with that in it, but
Right.
if you wanted to line a basket, just a bit of black plastic
Yes,
sacking.
you could, couldn't you?
And
tuck it in around the top.
stapler or something.
Stapler, or just sort of trim it once you've got the oasis in. But I'm going to show you how I got the moss on here. So what we did here, I lined it all with reel wire. See this lovely reel wire? It's on a reel. All the way around, just pressing it on slowly and then taking the wire around it. So here, just the last little bit. So you've got your plastic wool covering it nicely like that, and then you take it round a few more times. Once you've done that, some scissors would be lovely. Could you do the honours? Thank you.
There we go.
And then you find a nice little bit that was in there, like that.
Tuck it in.
A bit of a
Brilliant.
tucky under a bit there, and a few times round it to secure it, and then tuck the end of the wire into the moss.
Right, so you don't have
Just
any
so
pointy bits sticking out.
hurty bits.
Yes.
And then that's that.
Oh, look at that.
Let's get the oasis in. What you do, you fill up your sink, and then once it's right full to the top, you float them on top and let them go down of their own accord. If you push them under the water, the outside gets wet and the inside is dry.
Oh,
and then your flowers will die because they won't drink.
Sure. So you just have to let it do it in its own
Yeah,
time.
don't get overexcited.
Okay.
Go and do something else. Make a cup of coffee or, strip some foliage. So once they're soaked nicely, obviously being careful of the table, we're just going to cut a few little slithery slices.
And the best way of doing it really is just with a carving knife.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant.
We're going to fill this basket with oasis. So this will just fill up. It's like cake, isn't it?
And you just do it in little bits and just jam it all in.
Yeah, it's kind of just don't be too precious about it, because you could. Probably lots of florists will watch this and think, "What's he doing?" But I think you've just got to be brave with it. So you've just put a little bit in the bottom there. So then we put the bit on here. There we go.
Wow. Okay.
And then another block here, like that. And you can tape it all down, but I think once you get the candles in with the sticks, it's going to secure it all.
Okay. Okay.
So
that's fine. That one's done.
That's one.
now.
Then we'll do this one
great.
now. We're going to do two styles of arrangements. This one's going to be coming down, and this one's going to be coming up.
Okay.
So just to kind of give you a different idea of what we're doing.
So then the oasis is probably not so high.
Not
is that
so
the,
high. on that
okay,
one,
good, good.
Absolutely. So now we're going to talk about candles. Obviously, candles are quite a worry because setting fire to your house. So we want to be safe. So I've got some really lovely tapered candles
Beautiful.
here. And what we've done, we've got some lovely sticks, again, from the florist
Laura?
supplier. From the garden centre.
Absolutely.
And it's quite an easy thing to do. You just snip them, which I think you girls can get on with doing one, perhaps, if you like.
Come on then.
So I've got one big fat candle
One
here.
killer candle. So you get snipping.
okay.
Quite
Get
strong
snipping.
snippers.
Yeah.
How long do they need to be?
I'd say sort of, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches.
Okay.
I think it's time you started putting some foliage in. So with the foliage, you want a nice clear stem. So you see that, that's a perfect bit. And with woody stems, you want to cut them up at an angle, cutting like that, and then snip it up like so.
And why is that?
That maximises the water absorbing cells, so it can
Right.
drink and stay turgid. I think that's the word.
Really?
Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah.
So how
Nice.
much should we take off leaf-wise?
I think I'd go to about there.
Right, okay.
Because you don't want all these leaves clogging up other access routes
No,
into the
of
oasis.
course.
you
So
see.
I need to do the cutting thing here.
Yeah, at an angle. Brilliant.
And then like that.
Yeah.
Carrying on with all one type of foliage initially, going
I think
around to
what-
get an even or
I like a bit of heavy grouping.
heavy grouping.
So
Heavy
let's just do an
grouping.
ivy bit here.
Ah, okay.
Then we'll do a kind of a rosemary bit.
Oh,
You
okay.
can mix it up,
Right.
but I think blocky is the way
Oh, so not
forward.
necessarily equal
Going
amounts all the way
But
round.
that there,
Ah,
I think I'd do that. So you've got one and then another one there, 1, 2, 3.
okay.
Again, how things grow
Right.
in the wild.
I
Oh,
see.
naturally.
They
Yes,
grow
I
kind
like
of,
that.
because they self-seed and grow around each other.
Yes.
I think it kind of
Course.
makes it look a bit more natural.
Yeah.
Just kind of...
Mixing it all up. I love that.
Yeah, but in
Oops,
heavy
it's gonna be
grouping.
small. Heavy
All
grouping.
about the heavy
I
grouping.
think that is the key, isn't it? Heavy
It
grouping.
is.
If we take
It
one thing
is.
away from our time with
Impact.
you,
It's all about
it's
the
heavy
impact.
grouping.
They're looking lovely. They're looking really good. And I think the foliage is, you can go a bit wild with it because the flowers are going to be the focal point.
Yeah.
So, lots of this will
Oh
sort
my
of
gosh, I'm
disappear.
intrigued to find out where the flowers are going to go. This
But I
is
know, you just need
amazing. I almost
loads.
feel
Yeah.
kind of looks so fantastic already.
No, it does.
So you can-
With foliage, you always need twice as much foliage as you think you need.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
not one bunch, 2 bunches.
So I'm still grouping. I keep wanting to kind of put something around there, but
Well, so what we're going to do here is bring it out a little bit here. So I'm going to stick a little bit of laurustinus in that side there.
yes.
I think that's a really lovely shape. And actually, sometimes an arrangement without flowers, just foliage, can look super smart
I
too.
bet, yes.
Very stylish.
Isn't it? I think
So have
it
you
is.
done funny things with different kind of different objects and vegetables? or
Yes,
have you,
oh
can
yes,
you
I
kind of-
love lots of different fruit and vegetables you can use. Obviously, I wouldn't do tropical at this time of year, perhaps, but even the odd pineapple.
for summer parties again.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
lovely.
Palmer
lovely.
Miranda, isn't
Yeah,
it?
lots of lovely kind of currants and things,
Oh.
Lovely.
So Paul, when do you think we've done with the foliage? When would you say?
Well, it's looking a lovely shape. You've got enough space in here, recesses to get your flowers in, and you sort of want to cover the oasis, which you have.
Is that
I mean,
okay? I mean, do I need a bit more round the candle, do you think?
I mean, we've got so many flowers to put in. I think that's enough. I think the shapes are both brilliant.
Jolly good.
Goody.
Excellent, exciting bit now.
Oh, good.
So-
Wait to get our hands on these.
I think
Where do you want to come on? Come on, Paul.
what you want to do is get your big ones in first. So
Okay.
you can lunge for some hydrangeas.
Oh, I've got some
as you
here.
can.
Oh,
yeah.
look.
Yeah. Lovely.
Oh, these are
Aren't they
gorgeous.
gorgeous?
Now, what about the leaves? Do we leave the leaves on?
You can leave the odd one on, but with hydrangeas, they drink through the top. So you want to
Do
be
they?
you want to spray them on here. But if you keep too many leaves on, they start trying to keep the leaf alive rather than the flower.
Right.
Also, these are huge, these leaves, aren't they? Look
and
at
they
that.
there's a lot of kind of blocking going
Yeah.
on with that. So cutting up the woody stem, and then again slicey up it.
Ah. Okay.
In the same way as we did with the foliage.
So you've got the kind of the big area for drinking. So you want to keep the stem a good length so you can plunge it deep into the oasis and into the reservoir of water, hence the drinking.
Right.
The white ones are slightly more fragile than your lovely...
This one feels very robust.
Yes.
It really does.
It's beautiful that
It's
different colours.
just gorgeous, isn't it? I love this.
It's a good festive colour.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm doing one.
Right, so just plunge.
So that's looking very lovely already, isn't it? You've got your big ones in first.
Imagine that, yes.
Put one more of these in.
Don't worry, no pressure.
And then if you're feeling very professional, you can give these a nice little spritz, with a kind of a sprayer.
Keep them hydrated.
As I said earlier, they drink
Hydrate the
through
hydrangeas.
the heads.
Love that.
So the hydrangeas look fantastic like this.
They do.
Let's
now-
get some other flowers in. Well, I have to say, I'm really impressed. They look lovely.
They're
You've
pretty
done an amazing
spectacular.
job.
This one's quite blousy, I think. It's right out there. Sumptuous. That's probably a better word.
And yours
I
is
think-
so
A couple of
icy.
extra roses.
I think these extra little pine cones suddenly make it look really Christmas.
They do.
In the silver, don't they?
And actually, if you see them on their own, you think, what on earth can I do with those? But mixed in with all these, they look amazing.
It's kind of forest enchantment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're
Yeah.
thrilling. I'm absolutely just bowled over by both how totally different they look.
You see, we've used very expensive flowers here, as in these beautiful roses, but you can use any flowers you like.
Yes.
You know, anything from the flower store, from the market.
Yeah.
But just remember the principles of the grouping, I think you've done a lovely job.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. I mean, I think they're incredibly effective. They've got real impact, both of them. I mean, that's the advantage of doing them this size, is the impact is amazing, isn't it? Thank you.
Fantastic.